Hi, Eric Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I'm going to tell you my 7 photography tips for November 2024. But all the tips are related to Christmas and New Year's Eve. Why? And end of the year party, I would say, or dates or day or whatever. Okay? Why? Because many people ask me tips and they need to have some time to train and see what they can do. So this is why I already speak about it in November. So they have a month and a half, a month and something to train and practice. So let's start. When we see Christmas lights on the street, very often we want to make portraits. So that's good news because they switch on the lights really early, very often mid-November. I know for some people that get them depressed and other people that get them happy. Doesn't matter, we speak about photography, so not about feeling and depression or whatever, but we speak about getting the opportunity to make pictures. So in these days, that when they start to switch on the light, there are less people on the street, so that's a great opportunity to make pictures, portraits, all this, and not bother too many people or not many people to bother you. But there's one thing that is important. I see too many people that trust their high ISO on their camera and they feel that with that, that's enough. I don't have much light on the face of that person, so I just push my ISO and that's fine. No, ISO will not solve the difference of light intensity. What does this mean? That if you're shooting towards this decoration light, they will be really strong compared to the amount of light that reach the face of the person you make a portrait. Okay, so you need to balance that, and there are two ways. So if you don't balance with an extra light, whether it's a flash unit or an LED light or whatever you use, then you will have two options. One is to get the backlit lights, the decoration lights, properly exposed. It doesn't look like a hole on your picture. Then the face of the person will be underexposed, or the other option is to expose for the face, but then the decoration light will be completely overexposed. Okay, so if you place a light, that will be fine because you can give this extra light to the face, as some picture I'll show you, and this way you will not have so much difference. But the amount of light is your decision. There's no rule on that. Maybe you want to have the face that really stands out, so you put a lot of light on the face, or maybe you don't want people to think there is a flash or LED light or whatever, and you just balance it. You don't put as much light on the face, and it's like if the person would be lit by the decoration. Okay, so it's a matter of taste. There's no rule there, but that's important. Don't forget, if you don't put extra light, it's going to be really complicated to have the face properly exposed and the lights properly exposed. Okay? Tip number 2. Well, you've noticed that these lights on the street are very often of a really warm temperature, color temperature. And that means that if you use an LED light, yes, you can put the warm option, so it will be balanced. The face will be the same tone, okay, as the decoration. But if you don't use an LED light and you're using a flash unit, then that's a problem, because if you're in a really warm ambient, the flash will look blue. So that's a problem because the face will be really blue. So this is something you need to correct. And when the ambient light is really orange, you need to place a CTO, a color temperature orange gel on your flash, so the color that comes out of it is not as blue, it's really balanced with some orange. Okay, I've presented sometimes some gel for flashes. Okay, so that's important, don't forget that. And if the lighting is really cool, really cool color temperature, then you don't need to put any gel on your flash. That's okay. I've shown you both options right now. Okay, so it's important. If you see there is a big difference, correct with the gel. If you're using an LED light, put on a warm tone or cool tone according to the ambient light decoration lights. Tip number 3. We're going to speak about the Christmas tree syndrome. What is that? Well, you're making a picture of your kid or friend or whoever in front of the Christmas tree. So your camera is like this. Well, there are many types of cameras, but I'll show you here because there's a switch. Maybe it's in the menu, but here you have manual focus, continuous autofocus, and single autofocus. Most people, they have their camera on continuous autofocus, and this is a massive problem. Why? Because you place your friend in front of your Christmas tree or your kid, okay? And then you remember, Eric said, try to place it, place the tree and the guy or the person in the third, okay? So you focus on the person and then you reframe, okay? If you are on continuous autofocus, except if you have a latest camera that detects faces, most of the time the focusing will jump on the tree. And as you're indoor, you probably open the aperture, you have shallow depth of field. The result is that the tree will be really great, perfectly in focus, and the person in front of it will be out of focus. So what you need to do is to be on single mode, not continuous mode. So this way you point at the person, normally then it makes a sound, and maybe change colors in the viewfinder, okay? And then you reframe without leaving your finger here, okay? Then you reframe, and then you press, and the picture is made, and the person is still in focus. So it's so important. Continuous autofocus is made for action photography, not for someone standing in front of a Christmas tree or standing anywhere, okay? So that's important. Many people fail the Christmas pictures in front of the Christmas tree for this reason. Tip number 4. We're still in front of the Christmas tree. It's Christmas, happy, the whole family is here, 15 people, not the 2 person you normally are, or 3 or 4. And they tell you, hey, family photographer, make us a party photo to have a souvenir. So you place the whole family, the kids in front, sitting on the floor, and then the elderly on the chair on the second row, and then the younger one, or your age, or whatever, in the back, standing up. The result, you have to make the focusing on someone, and you decide to focus on the kids. Unfortunately, your house is really dark. Not enough light, so you open the lens as much as you can. And the result, all the kids are in focus, the elderly a bit less in focus, and the back people are not visible. They're out of focus. Why? Because the depth of field is too shallow. So it's so important that you have closed down your lens so you gain depth of field, so this way they all are in focus. You don't need to invite your family in November to try. You can already place chairs, objects, whatever, to simulate the group, the party of people, and then you stand, make a picture, use a wide angle, try to be as far as you can, and test and close down the aperture to see if you can get everything in focus. This is when your family will be there that you will have the right pictures. If you don't train before, you may have a small disaster. Yes, I know. If you close down the lens, then you don't have enough light. So we're going to tip number 5. Well, as you don't have enough light, your first reaction is to switch on the flash on your camera. Maybe it's a small one, maybe it's the one you put up, or maybe it's a Cobra, okay? Doesn't matter. Most people, they will switch on the flash, they will stand what it's possible in the house, okay? Maybe 2 meters away from the group of people, point at them, make a picture, and bad luck. Or the first row is properly exposed, and the second row and third row are underexposed. Or the back row is properly exposed, but the middle and the front row are overexposed. Why? By the way, I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There's a join button below. I speak about photography technique, and I speak about light fall off. And this is what's going to happen. The light is falling fast. It means because you are close to them. It means you cannot have everybody lit properly. One way would be to be really far away, but you have a wall behind you, so there's no solution with what you have in your hand if you don't fine-tune a bit. So for that, you need to have an external flash, even if you put it on the hot shoe of your camera. But then you will not point at people like this, because otherwise, yeah, the size of the flash is different, but light fall is exactly the same. So you're going to pull it up and point at the ceiling, or even better, you turn it back and you point at the ceiling or the corner behind you. This way, what is going to happen? First, the surface that acts as a flash is a lot bigger, because this is like 5 centimeters or 6, and when it's a ceiling it's like 2 meters, so the light will be softer, nicer. First. Second, if I point at people like this, I am 1.5 meters from the first row, 180 from the second, and 220 or 210 from the third one. Okay, so this difference is a light fall, and this is why they are not evenly lit. But if I turn this way, they're probably all at the same distance from the ceiling. That means that they get almost the same amount of light, so they will be all properly lit. So don't forget this. Don't point your flash at people. Point at the ceiling and the wall behind you. The surface will be larger, so it will be nicer light, and second, they will get more or less the same amount of light. So that's a big important thing, to bounce your flash light. Tip number 6. When we speak about Christmas, end of the year parties and days, all this, we like to go indoor, outdoor, indoor, outdoor, make picture on the street, then get indoor for coffee because it's cold, then go to the house and then come out again. And what does that mean? That means for your camera condensation. If you are in the south hemisphere, forget about this. But if you are in the north hemisphere, where it's cold outside for Christmas and end of the year, obviously there will be different temperature, and that means that you will get some water condensation on your camera and on your lens, so that will affect the results. So it's so important that when you get out and in and out, you wait a bit to balance the temperature, so you don't have this condensation on the lens that will affect your results. Maybe you can clean it, but don't forget that condensation is also humidity, and that's not good for a camera. Okay, so try to balance as much as you can. Obviously, if you like this fog effect, that's fine, but normally you like to control when you want it and when you don't want it. So don't forget, you need some time to get your camera to balance temperature. Tip number 7. When we speak about Christmas, for many people, Christmas or any end of the year party, I'm not getting into a religion or other, doesn't matter what religion you are, we speak about parties, about lights, about this, okay? Doesn't matter. But for many people, this lighting on the street, all this, is a symbol of romantic, magic, all this. So it's a good time to use a mist filter or diffusion filter, as I show you on this picture. I've already presented several. It's true that some people will tell you that you can create that with an effect in Photoshop. Yeah, that's true, but it's not exactly the same, and you don't know exactly how you will do it after making the picture, or you don't have time to do that for every picture. So if you want, you can get a mist filter. By the way, I've got some in description with K&F Concept website. If you buy there, use the code ERIC10, so you get a 10% discount. So you place a filter on your lens, and you will get this glowy look of the point of light, this misty magic look. So that's a great season to play with mist filter, called also diffusion filter. So these were my 7 tips, but I've got an extra tip for you for free. Well, the rest was free also, but the last tip is the following one. Enjoy Christmas, practice, have fun, but don't forget one thing. You like to make picture, you love to make picture, your family loves to see the picture you've made, but they also love to see your face. So enjoy making picture, but also from time to time, forget about the camera, eat, drink, have fun, dance, drink. It doesn't have to be alcohol, it could be whatever, okay? Have fun, speak to people. They want to see your face, not just theirs, okay? So yes, photography is important, but don't forget that, because sometimes I've got people tell me, yeah, my husband loves photography, but I never see him without a camera in front of his face. Don't forget that. So enjoy it. So I hope you like this video. You have a month and a half to train to be prepared for the end of the year. So go for it, practice, and have fun and make great pictures. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The small button down here, there's a small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget I've activated the member area of my channel where I speak about photography, tuition, technique, all this, not about gear, just tuition. So there's a link here that's a button that says join, so you're welcome. Thank you so much, that really helps me. I'll leave you my website address, gibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also leave you affiliating links in description. Please use them if you want to buy anything related to photography and videography. And don't forget, if you buy from K&F Concept, use my link and there use the code Eric10 and you get 10% discount. I also leave you more affiliated links and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.